Good morning. Not a super early post, but early enough. Today is Friday, 4:20. For those of you who celebrate God's herbs here on earth, enjoy yourself and make sure that you just be responsible with that. All right. So today is day 110, 420, 420, 2018, April 20th. It's a date day for me, so we try to have that balance. I'll be going on a date today, so I'm gonna get this out early before we start moving around with our date. 110, and today's a very simple subject. Nevertheless, it throws a lot of people off, and I thought about even adding another dimension, but I'm gonna kind of hold back, and maybe that's for a separate video, or maybe even the next video. But today we're going to simply talk about what is leadership, all right? Because the term leadership and leader are thrown around, particularly in this personal development economy, right? A lot of people, a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of people consider themselves leaders, thought leaders, things of that nature. So today I'm just going to give you a very simple definition of leadership. And then I'm going to give you a very short definition of leader, right? So you want to make sure that you understand what you are trying to accomplish in your personal life. And then you also want to understand what it means to be a leader in your business. And then once you start getting employees and workers, if you will, providing leadership, if you will. So day 110, 420, 2018, April 20th, Friday. And we're going to get this done mid-morning before we get our day going. So, here we go. What is leadership? Right? And this is very simple. This is kind of a stock definition. I may add a couple words here and there, but it's very important. I like this definition. Okay, leadership is a process or the process of persuasion, right? Either by words or by example, by conversation or by example, which is behavior, by which a individual or person, such as yourself or your team, leadership team, whether it be a church team, your corporate team, induces a group of people or a particular person to pursue objectives held by the leader, right? Or shared by the leader and his or her constituents or followers, right? So that's leadership. And by the way, it's voluntarily, right? Because leadership that's forced is not leadership. That's another word. We use other words for that, right? So we want to make sure that leadership is the process of persuasion, either by conversation or by example, which is behavior, by which a person, an individual, such as yourself, or your leadership team, such as your leadership team in your company, your church, if you will, induces a group of people or persons to pursue objectives, goals and objectives, right, held by the leader, which is you, right, or your leadership team, people who you put in charge, all right, shared by the leader and his or her followers. Okay, that's very simple. That's what leadership is. Okay, so you are in the business of leadership when you're leading people, if you will, and you are getting them to pursue objectives set forth down by you or the group objectives, right? And so you're providing the leadership, right? You're out front by setting the example behavior, and your conversation matches up with your behavior. So now, that's leadership. So now, what is a leader? And this is what's interesting, because a leader, you can be a leader without providing leadership. And that's very important, right? Well, how does that happen, Brother Earl? Glad you asked, because leader is normally set by a preset factors, right? And leader is like top 1, 2, or 3, right? If you're at 100, top 5, right? Or top 10, right? So you're a leader because you are achieving a preset goal, a preset numbers or preset percentage, right, in a particular field, right? So I don't want to name people, I don't like to name people, because then it kind of puts you in a position of, well, he's using this person. I'll just say myself, right? Okay, I could be shooting 99% from the free throw field, right? From the free throw in basketball. So I'm shooting 99% from the free throw line in college, right? So I am a leader, or I may be the leader in my conference, and then I may also be a leader nationally, right? But I'm not providing any leadership. I'm not going around. I'm not teaching other people. I'm not, necessarily trying to convince other people to shoot the same way I do, use my form. So I'm a leader, but I'm not providing any leadership when it comes to free throws or shooting, right? I'm not a shooting coach per se. Now, if I was shooting 99% from the free throw line and I was traveling around teaching people and people were beginning to follow my techniques and whatnot, then I'm providing leadership in shooting the basketball from the free throw line, right? So I'm a leader by statistics or by fruit or by effect of what I'm doing. And then I'm also providing leadership because I am persuading other people to change their forms and shoot the basketball because I have the best form, or I have one of the best forms, right? So day 110, what is leadership? What is leadership versus what is a leader? Understand where you are, excuse me, because just because you're in the game doesn't mean you are providing leadership. And just because you're in the game and you are a leader doesn't mean that you are the one who's providing leadership, right? Leadership is one who is influencing, teaching, if you will, persuading groups of people or even one person to follow objectives, right, that you may share and then your group may share, right? So that's leadership versus being a leader. So day 110, 4/20/2018, once again, happy to the gentlemen, the people who celebrate 420, enjoy God's green herbs. Be responsible with that. The Bible does say that He gave the herbs for us to enjoy. So be mindful of what you're doing and what you're using. All right. God bless you. It's your man Earl, www.deuceswild22.com. Peace.